Good morning, it's Heather and Phil, and we are here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We're on the North Carolina side this time. We almost never come here, or maybe we never come here. That's Deep Creek behind us. We're in Swain County, North Carolina, and we're going to hike and see at least 2 and maybe 3 waterfalls this morning. It's January the 1st, 2020, and we decided to go to bed early last night and have a photography adventure this morning instead of doing crazy stuff. So come along with us. Okay, so this is the sign at the trailhead, and we are definitely going to do Tom Branch Falls and Indian Creek Falls, and then on the way back we may check out the Junie Wank Falls, which is on the Junie Wank Loop Trail. It's 28 degrees this morning. Well, that wasn't long at all to make it to Tom Branch Falls. There's 4 of these nice benches, so you can sit here at Tom Branch Falls and take a look at it. So this is Deep Creek, and that is Tom Branch, and this is the confluence of those two. I think we're going to stop here and make a picture. So this is the first time using my new 28 to 105 semi-vintage lens, much lighter for hiking. And also, after Heather watched the Adrian Alford What to Get a Photographer for Christmas Under $100, she got these awesome gloves that let me operate the camera while still having gloves on. So thanks to Heather and Adrian. Looks like I'm at about 65 millimeters, f8, 1.6 seconds, ISO 100. I have the circular polarizer on, 5-second timer. I think I need to shoot a little bit more this way. There's some of the bottom of the falls I'm missing. So this lens that I bought on eBay, I paid $99 for it. Got it shipped from Japan, and it won't focus all the way to infinity. I'm at the end of the lens, and just now I kind of held it twisted a little bit further to try to get a little bit further focus. At f8, hopefully it won't matter too much that I'm not as dead in focus as I could be. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so here is Tom Branch Falls, looking at it on a scroll from top to bottom. I was past the limits of that lens's ability to focus, and it's difficult to tell here in the video, but it definitely could be sharper. But I still like the photograph overall. Okay, so I'm trying another composition of the falls. I've moved slightly upstream, and I just really like this very last part of it. I'm all the way at 105 on this 28 to 105, and I've got the polarizer on, which I'm not sure if I've dialed just right. I got the polarizer on. I'm at 1.3 seconds f8 ISO 100, 5-second timer. I think I maybe need to raise it up just a little bit and try that again. Yeah, that'll be better right there probably. Refocus. I like it. I like it a lot. This lower section of Tom Branch Falls, looking at it from slightly to the left, is Heather's favorite photograph of the day. And then before we left, I made a selfie of us with Tom Branch Falls in the background. We were still pretty cold at this point, as you can tell. This place is really awesome. I told you a story. I said it had 4 benches. It actually has 5. 2 over there, and 3 more over here. So in the summertime, You can sit here and enjoy the falls, and I think tubers will come down Deep Creek here. And now it's time to move on to the next waterfall. The trail crosses Deep Creek on this beautiful bridge up ahead. So there's benches all along this trail. These are the third and fourth benches since we left that last falls. Looks like we're about to start climbing the mountain to get to Indian Creek Falls. Nice view from up here looking down on Deep Creek. So this is where the Deep Creek Trail runs into the Indian Creek Trail. We're only a half a mile past Tom Branch Falls, and I'm guessing that this must be where Indian Creek runs into Deep Creek. And I thought it was interesting for tubing up here. This is the highest area that they let you put a tube in on Deep Creek. And here's the sign for Indian Creek Trail, and it says that the falls we're going to is only 200 feet away, so I think we're going to make it. All right, short climb, and we're here at the sign for Indian Creek Falls. And there's the falls itself. You have to go down some stairs to get to it, so I guess that's our next challenge. So 30 steps down from the trail, and there it is. It's really beautiful. Made a few shots at a half a second in f/13 with the circular polarizer. Looks like I've been right around 45 millimeters. Indian Creek Falls is nowhere near as tall as Tom Branch Falls, but it's much more impressive in person than the previous falls. We got some fishermen coming in here at the base of the falls. So I've got a shot framed up that has the waterfall to the right and the two fishermen to the left, and I've got a 5-second timer, and I'm doing 9 shots, half second each, just to see if I can catch some pretty cool action down there. While there is definitely some motion blur with the fishermen in this photo, I'm really glad I decided to take photos while the fishermen were down there, because it gives a nice bit of scale to the falls. You really can't tell how big it is without the fishermen in it, and I like this photo quite a bit. Okay, so we've made some photos here at Indian Creek Falls and even made a selfie, and now we're going to hike back. We like to take selfies with the timer of the places that we go on photography adventures, and even though Heather is the only thing in this picture that's in focus, we still like the photo quite a bit. Before we hiked back to the trailhead, I hiked a little bit further upstream and made a few more shots with the video camera of Indian Creek. This bridge goes over Indian Creek just upstream from the falls. We've made it back down the hill now. You can see the hill behind us, and there's a little rapid right here behind me that I really like. I'm going to try to take a picture of it. I think I'm going to need to switch to the 14 to 24 lens though. I made some shots down there with the 14 to 24 and I couldn't get the whole thing in. So I think I'm going to put my new telephoto lens that's replacing my 70 to 200 f2.8 because it's lighter, and try to shoot that same little spill from the bridge down here. Okay, so this is another new old lens for me. This is the 70 to 210 push-pull zoom. I've already done a video about my 35 135 to 135 push-pull zoom. I'll put a link somewhere. But this is the first time shooting with this lens other than some around the house shots. And in the around the house shots, this lens was dynamite. I got it for like $47.99 delivered, and it had a circular polarizer on it. This spillway is pretty fast, and I don't want to mush it up too much. So I'm at a 1/4 second f10, low 0.3, which I think, let's see, I think low 0.3 is ISO 80. Five-second timer. That's not bad. Maybe it might be better from a little further over. This one's 1/3 of a second. I'm going to get a more close-up shot of it this time. So this is the full 210 millimeters of this lens. 1/3 of a second f11, low 0.3, which I think is 80. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me try one more composition of this. I really like the push-pull zoom part. It's easy to operate. I'm not all the way to 210 on this one. Had to drop it down to low 0.7. You can see I'm getting more and more sun. I think low 0.7 is ISO 64. And then low 1.0 is ISO 50. That's pretty cool. So this one may be my favorite photo of the day, even though there's no waterfall here. I just like the leading lines coming in from the right as the creek comes around and turns and comes right at you. And the water in the foreground has some nice color reflected from the hill behind it. Well, we have made it back to the trailhead, 1.6 miles out to Indian Creek Falls and back. We decided not to do the 4/10 of a mile round trip to Junie Creek Falls. This trail looks pretty steep, which is not Heather's favorite thing. But this trail to Indian Creek Falls and back is Heather's favorite that we've ever tried. Is that right?
Yep.
It's a good one. Nice and easy, and the reward is well worth the walk. We left the trailhead and made the short drive to Bryson City, where we ate at Anthony's. Anthony's had paintings of both of the waterfalls that we had just visited on the wall in the room where we ate. Here's a look at my salad and my lasagna, and here is Heather's chicken parmesan. The chicken was overcooked, but everything else we ate was great. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.